YouTube, what is up? Your favorite Asian persuasion coming at you today with another weapon review. And the weapon that is under review is none other than the Grasp of Malok. Now, you guys have been living under a rock, then you don't know that the nightfall this week is Omnigul. So, what that means is that the weapon drop rate has increased dramatically from killing Omnigul. So what I recommend you guys doing is go find some video on YouTube on how to farm it, and you can get your very own Grasp of Malok. What I'd like to do in this video, though, is first of all give you a very basic review. I'll throw some very boring stats up there for you and all that fun stuff. But hopefully by the end of this, you can make the decision on whether or not you would like to go farm for it. Personally, I farmed for it. I ended up getting about 10 of them, and of the 10 that I got, I really could only keep one. So just to put things in perspective for you, so you might not get that quote-unquote God roll right away, and if you do, just know that I hate you. So anyway, let's get right into the weapon review, and I'll start by showing you the one that I got in my drop. Here's one of the 10 that I decided to keep. So what I'll do is briefly walk you guys through the perks and through the different scopes that I have. I won't go through all of them because what I will do is give you a better idea of what perks you should be looking for in your Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. So first, in Tier 1, I would strongly recommend you look for one of these two perks. It's going to be Counterbalance or Outlaw. Counterbalance is going to make that recoil be completely vertical, which is going to be awesome because it's going to make you hitting those headshots a lot better, which will also synergize really well with the Tier 2 perks I'm going to recommend, which is going to be Hand Laid Stock, Braced Frame, or Perfect Balance. As you guys saw, the one that I had Braced Frame, which affected my reload speed, which is why I was okay with getting Spray and Play as one of my Tier 3 perks. While I'm on the subject, guys, Tier 3 perks I'd recommend would be Spray and Play, Feeding Frenzy, or Glass Half Full. Now, all of these perks are going to synergize differently. For instance, some of the combinations I would recommend looking for, the reason I like having Brace Frame and Spray and Play is because whenever I have Brace Frame active, it affects my reload speed. So Spray and Play will help compensate for that, as well as me getting a pair of gauntlets that will have some sort of reload on them for pulse rifles. Now, something else I want to talk about is that a lot of YouTubers, a lot of commentators, a lot of people recommend Head Seeker being one of your Tier 1 perks. I'm going to strongly advise against that. And the reason being is because I've never been a fan of that perk in general. I think Head Seeker is severely misunderstood. So the way Head Seeker works is that it gives you bonus damage if a few of the body shots, I believe, land, and then your next critical shot will be will give you bonus damage. So the perk sounds good, but it's a little confusing because here's the thing: the perk only works per burst. So if your pulse rifle shoots 3 bullets per burst, and one of those hits the body and the other 2 hit the head, you will get bonus critical damage for those 2 bullets. So I just think that's way too niche, I suppose. I don't find that coming in handy, especially with a weapon like this, where it excels at once you take the accuracy up and once you can get something like a stability perk that you can land headshots very easily. And the reason is because it's got such a high aim assist value. I mean, the aim assist on this gun is 82%. That is incredibly high. Your Hawksaw and your PDX-45 are significantly lower. I believe the Hawksaw is at 70 and your PDX-45 is at like 60 or something like that. So it's very sticky. That's what that means. It's going to stick to the head and almost magnetize to the head. So that's why, again, I'm going to strongly advise you guys don't look for Head Seeker. Honestly, on any pulse rifle I've ever used, I've never wanted Head Seeker. But that's just me. Do whatever you guys want, but I'll just strongly advise against it. Another really, really good synergy that I would like to look for, and probably my next one, is going to be something like Outlaw, Braced Frame, and then Glass Half Full. So Outlaw will give you a huge reload bonus, when it comes to getting a kill or a precision kill. And then Brace Frame, obviously, I already have that, so it's going to affect my reload, so Outlaw will compensate for that. And then Glass Half Full is awesome because it reduces your magazine size. Brace Frame does anyway. So whenever you're getting to that bottom half, which you will do frequently, it's going to help you out by getting that bonus damage. So let's move on to the next part of this, which is grinding for this weapon. Is it worth the grind? I'm going to run a few numbers by you guys. So the time to kill on the Grasp of Malok, perfect time to kill, is going to be 0.93 seconds, which is really good. It's a really high time to kill. However, the Hawksaw, perfect time to kill, is 0.92 seconds. So they're almost identical. But here's where things get a little tricky. The Hawksaw time to kill, if you land all body shots, is 1.42 seconds. And then the Grasp of Malok time to kill with all body shots is 1.6 seconds. So there's quite a difference there. Something else to be aware of is the Doctrine of Passing. So the Doctrine has even gotten a nerf. Keep that in mind, guys. So the Doctrine of Passing used to have a 0.8 second flat time to kill. Now it has a 0.87 second time to kill post nerf. So it's been nerfed and it still has a faster time to kill than the Grasp of Malok. And the reason I brought up the PDX-45, by the way, is because the PDX and the Hawksaw have identical values almost to the T with the exception of their aim assist. So that will make a little bit more sense later, so just keep that in mind. So the Grasp is a fantastic weapon. It really is. I do not want to downplay that. However, the methods for getting it are significantly tougher. So you're literally leaving it to RNG to give you that quote-unquote God roll, whereas you could walk up to a vendor and buy a Hawksaw and still have a better time to kill. You can go to the gunsmith, buy the foundry order for a PDX-45 and just hold on to it until he gives you a God roll. So all in all, I think it's a great gun. I do. I think it's fun. The video that you've been seeing, the gameplay you've been watching, was my second game with it. I ended up going like 15 and something with it. I don't even know. But it's fun. It's good to use. It's pretty easy to use. So if you have one, yeah, go for it, dude. If you have one with really good rolls, if you got one with a great stability perk, I absolutely say use it. A friend and I were kind of discussing this about how, you know, Crucible is now going to be completely full of nothing but the Grasp of Maloks. And, you know, this could be an issue. This might be an issue. Personally, I don't think it will be. Only because, although it is good, it is still one of those top tier weapons. I think it's more of a novelty thing. You know, they're so rare. This is the only gun in the entire game of this archetype. So I think people are going to seek after it a lot more. I do not think you will be left out of the meta if you do not have one of these. You can absolutely still compete with your Hawksaw, your PDX-45s, your Doctrines, so go for it. I promise this is not going to completely change the meta. With all that said, guys, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. Drop a comment, let me know what kind of rolls you're getting on the Grasp and which one you think is God tier. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. But other than that, thanks for watching. Peace.